Welcome back, everyone. Looking fresh, you know. So, anyway, we have got a little bit smaller session today planned, but obviously we are going to be looking at where we can get some nice entries. So, we'll have a look at some news as well, see what the market is looking like, where we're at, and maybe what we're looking like for the upcoming week. So, let's get into it. Let's get straight into it. Right. Do you have any possible entries? I mean, we did look at these indicators, are actually pretty good. You can see long entry, boom upside, long entry, upside, long entry, upside. So we are making higher highs, higher lows. So I feel like this is the. I feel like this is a demand area. Where's the rest of the chart? There we go. Well, today at 11 o'clock, we saw a massive dump. Look at that, all the way from 62,766 all the way down to 61. What is that, a 1K move? Nearly, that's literally a 1K move right there in a space of, what is it? I don't know. I'd say about 20. I'd say about 20-ish minutes. 20-ish minutes, and we've seen that massive move for the downside. Price range. Let's go from that high to. Oops. To that low, which is just there, 1,100.25, 1.75% decrease in the space of what we've got here, 11:07 and 11:42. So yeah, about 30 minutes ish, about 30-ish minutes or so. I think that's 35 minutes there that we've got. But yeah, that is a massive move for the downside right there. That is insane. Right. I mean, ever since that, we kind of come for this upside, but you can see we are even lower now. Lower low, lower low, lower low. So overall, you can see we've got a low there, lower low, lower low, lower low again. Currently we are at about 61.8k. So at that exact time, obviously we've had some movement. Like, you know, we can't be seeing such crazy moves like this and expect nothing to obviously happen in the markets. There has to have been something happening. And exactly what did we see? We saw more of a broad risk-off move rather than a single isolated event. So pretty much we had renewed Middle East escalation. So news overnight and into European session indicated a sharp increase in US-Iran tensions. And then the global tech sentiment, obviously markets were also digesting the previous US session of semiconductor-led decline, which kept risk appetite fragile. And then the European crash markets had been open for about an hour. Liquidity had built up enough for institutional selling pressure to increase. So overall, it's pretty much a liquidation cascade. So it's a mix. News headlines, liquidation cascade, options related to flow, and a technical breakdown triggered by the market breakdown. Let's have a look on X. See what we've actually got going on in the US-Iran situation. Maybe I believe there was more ships getting blown up. For example, Iran is entering panic mode after being banned from selling oil by President Trump and having 80 targets struck by the US. Ceasefire is done. Trump tried to give Iran some time off for their Ayatollah funeral, but they wasted it. So now the Strait of Hormuz has been closed. The American people have been told, tell your president not to intervene between Iran and Israel. We will force Israel to its knees one day. But yeah, Iran completely cancels all peace talks with the US, and that's 27 minutes ago. So market sentiment right now is not looking too good. It's not looking too good. Even though we are somehow now pushing for this upside, yeah, it's slightly concerning. And there's loads of helicopters. Startling reports are emerging from Middle East air control. US Air Force military helicopters are currently circling in international waters. And then 1 hour ago, President Trump had some kind of meeting. So let me just show you guys exactly that.
Nobody's going to be able to get it except us because we have the equipment that can get it. But I call it the nuclear test.
With the Iranians is a waste of time. How do you plan to get the nuclear material and the nuclear assurances that you want?
Well, we've already got the nuclear material because it's so far underground. Nobody's going to be able to get it except us because we have the equipment that can get it. But I call it the nuclear test. The nuclear material is so far down underneath a mountain, and now that's been determined, that it would take massive machinery that we have that no other country has.
Mr.
They can't get
So
it.
you have no plans to go in, boots on the ground?
Why would I go in now? I go in when they're completely either eliminated or whatever happened, or an agreement's made.
Mr. President,
Yes.
if you cut off trade with the Iranians is a waste of time. How do you plan to get the nuclear material and the nuclear assurance?
So I believe Trump has already had big plans to obviously get the nuclear material from Iran, and I believe he's already done so. So we should be getting a trade in about 7 minutes time. So we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get. Yeah, currently we have been pretty bullish from this lower area, but I believe we will see that crossover and we will come for this downside. Currently it doesn't seem to be well, we aren't sweeping any highs. You can see we've got high there, high there, high there, high there. So we aren't sweeping any highs yet, and realistically we might even see a lot of rejection from those highs. But overall, we can kind of have a look where the most volume is. I believe it'll most likely be maybe in this range here. But let's have a look. It's actually an upside. So we could actually see price moving towards this area and then see a further rejection for the downside. We'll have a look at liquidity as well, see where we are for liquidity. Let's have a look. Yep, that downside looks good. 61k. 61k. Yep, 61, 61, 85 mil. 12-hour time frame. What we're looking like? 77 million in the upside for 62.4k. 62.4k is just above this volume area. This is the second volume, biggest volume area. You can see we are currently getting a slight consolidation in this range. So I am looking to come to that area there in the upside. And then you can see this is a very large volume area. So what price tends to do is come to that volume area and then see a rejection. And we've actually seen that happen numerous times. We have had that happen numerous times. You can see how much volume actually is in that range. Currently, this is currently kind of where we are. if we obviously see a rejection from this area, then we most likely will not see, well, we may see it, but I don't know. If we obviously get rejected from here, start breaking lows, then yeah, I believe it will we'll be looking for the downside even more. But for now, it's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad. I look a bit angry, but I'm not angry. My eyes are just a little bit like sore or tired or whatever. Anyway, yeah, pretty much we've had increased conflict in Iran. Iran doesn't want to be listening. Trump's not happy, and I believe yesterday we actually did get some fresh bombings of infrastructure in Iran. So Iran has announced that it targeted a US intelligence center and oil refineries in the UAE and Bahrain, and it's pretty much an image of looks like a power plant of some kind. It's got these massive round circular things in them. I'm not sure what they are. Could be oil. I mean, it says oil refinery, so looking at the way that it's burning, it does look like the massive oil containers. So that does look like a picture of a refinery that's been blown up. Truth Social. Trump said, Iran should have signed the deal. I told them to sign. What a shame. And waste of human life. Simply stated, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. So the US-Iran deal has actually failed again. That is insane. Once again, we have failed. Honestly, that is insane. That is insane. So tomorrow we actually do have a match between Morocco and France at 11 o'clock, but that's beside our trading journey. Yeah, so currently we are waiting for price to come up to this level here, and then we'll most likely be in a move for the downside. We're actually putting a limit order. I can come in for a limit order for a downside. That level is, we'll go 61k. 61k looks very, very nice, and there is a lot of liquidity in that area as well. 60. Oh, 62,100, sorry. But yeah, 61k looks very, very nice today. 61k looks very nice today. We'll come in for a decent sized position. Not going to go too crazy. Not going to go too crazy. Phone's just on its last life by the looks of it. So that is a limit position. So when we see price come into our level, we obviously will see that order being taken. So that is that kind of highest high that we have there. Athena. Yeah, the structure doesn't look as correlated to Bitcoin. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Nope. But like I said, I most likely will be looking for the downside once the price comes kind of within that volume range. Yeah, you can see it's kind of the same range for Ethereum as well. So we can come in for a short position from that level. 1738. 1738. It's a good level. it's a good price, I'm not gonna lie. And we are going to be aiming for 61. That's going to be, I believe, past that previous low. And what that would be about, let's say, let's do 1694. Let's do 1694. 1694. I mean, it's a pretty nice profit, but can we expect that? Can we expect that? Is the market going to be reacting to the news the same it has all those weeks ago when we actually did have the war escalating insanely? So when the war was kind of at its obviously high and everything was obviously reacting to the news, I'm not too sure if right now we are going to be acting the same way. Let's have a look. ETF flows. Sentiment is slightly okay for the ETF flows. They have actually dropped significantly. On daily, we'd be getting around 220, 250, something along those lines. And today, we only have 21 million in inflow for Bitcoin. Normally, inflows for the daily is like 200, like I said, 250. So kind of between that, range. But today, we have actually got a pretty big decrease. So we've actually dropped about 200 million-ish in inflow. So yeah, market sentiment is looking a lot worse overall. Obviously, those strikes overnight did happen. Yeah, the market is looking a little bit scared right now. So we'll have a look at the Fear and Greed Index just to kind of have a look anyway. For the stock market, we're at 45 neutral, so it's not bad, it's not good. I believe the fact that I've obviously got this risk on sentiment right now, and we've obviously got these new headlines of the war situation getting worse. We have seen Dow Jones drop, S&P 500 has dropped, Nasdaq has dropped, and I believe they may have all been at that 11 a.m. Nope. Oh, obviously S&P opens at the US market open. 14. Let's have a look what we saw at 11, when we saw Bitcoin's price drop. Yep, exact same thing for gold. Gold made a massive move for the downside. You can see 11.16. We actually started moving for this downside at 11.06. So 11.06, we started this move for the downside, and we heavily broke that structure for the downside at 11.16. And that's exactly what we saw for Bitcoin. For gold. Gold, massive bearish candles right there. You can see massive bearish candles right there. Slight consolidation, and then the continuation you can see as well. But Bitcoin is kind of not really seen too much of a consolidation. It has just continued for that downside. So eventually, well, we kind of consolidated in this range from about 62.2 to about 61.6k. You can see there's the high, there's the low. We kind of moved in this range, but we were slightly bullish, as you can see from here. We are making those lower highs. You can see right there, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and then we broke that structure there and moved to the downside. I'm kind of looking at this structure here. I feel like that structure is a little bit suspicious. I feel like I've seen that somewhere else before. Let's draw a path. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I mean, at the start I was thinking diamond shape, but I mean, it's kind of there. It's kind of there. You can see if we drop in those levels. Where's my magnet? Is that a realistic approach? We do have confirmation there, here, there, there again. Downside, we do have there, there, here and there as well. This level, here, there, there, and that's kind of it for that one. And then we do have some slight confirmation on that top. It does kind of look like a diamond shape, but and you can see we're respecting this level here, so I feel like that level is actually there. I feel like we'd actually get a nicer level if we jump in from that level there. From there, that does look pretty neat. You can see price is actually respecting this area. You can see we slightly broke through, rejected, confirmation, 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 confirmation. The fact that we've got confirmation in this area kind of does show me that we have a pretty legit level there. Can we now see price coming back up to sweep that previous high? Maybe. But yeah, that downside for today looks really nice. That downside looks really nice today. So with that in mind, let's have a look. Where is my... There we go.
Big dreams start small. At GoDaddy, we help you take that first step.
Bruh. And that's exactly what we just did. That's exactly what we just got. And those highs are at a level of 62,100. And that's pretty much this area. That is another demand zone. That setup right now does look very nice. Does look very nice. I'm actually pretty shocked at how nicely I've actually drawn these levels out. Look at that. Out of nowhere, we just start pumping. Absolutely, out of nowhere, we just start pumping. Look at that formation. Very good. Confirmation on multiple of those candles. There, here again. And then this level here looks very nice. 2 confirmations here. Then we go down a level, another confirmation there, another confirmation here and here as well. Now, I am currently looking for price to come up to a level of about, what was the price again? 62,100. So I am looking to come to that previous high. This is actually that volume area where we're going to have a lot of sellers actually protecting at this level. And initially, what we've seen in the previous areas, you can see we came to the level, rejected, came to the level, rejected, came to the level, rejected again. And what we've seen in previous sessions is kind of the same exact thing. Currently, there is market sentiment is currently negative. Outflows, we do have more outflows. We've actually come down about 200 million in inflows. So today we've only got about 20 million. And then, yeah, previously in these couple of days, market sentiment was getting better. Things are starting to kind of get on the right track. And now again, we've got more conflict, and that conflict results in more outflows, sentiment getting weaker, prices seeing the downside, and Bitcoin looks like it's no longer holding those levels. So those couple of days was actually looking a lot better, and overall I was thinking, ooh, can Bitcoin actually hold these levels? Can we actually see maybe a move back up to about 70k plus? And now it doesn't look that way anymore. It does not look that way anymore. Trump, obviously, as you guys know, is heavily involved in the current markets, and pretty much anything he says can have a very big impact. And yeah, US market open. Let's talk about US markets open, which was about here somewhere. So US market open was this candle here. So initially bullish, move for the upside. Then we made a lower low, obviously surpassing this low, which was just before US market open, 1625. And then we start making higher highs, higher lows, higher high. We fail for this upside. We come to that big volume area and we see that rejection. And you can see we start making lower highs, lower lows. And then kind of here we start picking up momentum again at 61,523. And now, just a couple of minutes ago, about 5 or so minutes ago, we actually did see a massive bullish candle for Bitcoin. You can see massive bullish candle. Currently, we are actually waiting for price to come for this upside. So yeah, we'll see. We realistically we want to see price coming to that level there, roughly about 62,092-ish, something along those lines. And that is actually where we have our short position waiting. We will most likely come in for other positions like Athena, Ethereum as well, as we are looking for that downside. So currently you can see as well liquidity is heavily for this downside. 61.3k, 61.2k, and then if we're looking at 24-hour time frame, we can also see 61.4k, 61.3k, 61.1k. So yeah, there's a lot of liquidity in this downside right now. Also looking on the Bitcoin live book map, we do have a massive chunk of orders at 61.1k roughly. So yeah, currently the downside looks very nice. Let's have a look. We are slowly coming up to that price. We are very slowly coming up to that price. A very demanded level right now is actually 61,420-ish. Yeah, 61,420-ish. Right, so the big, yeah, there's a massive level there between 61k and 60k. So It does look like a wall though. It does look like a wall. I think we actually mentioned this level in the last session or the last or the session before. I think we actually mentioned both sessions, I'm not going to lie. So for spot, we do have 60.5k. So 60.5k range does look heavy, but obviously there is a lot of orders waiting on the perps for 61 point... Well, between 61k and 61.2k. So 61.1k is a very realistic level we could be coming to. We could be coming to that area. Currently, you can see we are heavily overbought, and we actually are coming to that that rather large liquidity zone. Not liquidity zone, the volume zone. So this is actually where we have most of the volume. So yeah, I believe we've got positions, we've got trades obviously in this area. So we'll see what reaction we actually end up getting from this area. I mean, I'm looking for price to obviously come to the area. We have our sell limit order taken, and then we move for the downside. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I would want to see price come into that area first, instead of obviously straight away moving for the downside. But yeah, currently we're just kind of consolidating this range. Not really too much movement going on. But yeah, currently I am looking for that rejection from this area. Looking for that rejection from this current area. Yeah, currently we don't really have any signals. I believe the market conditions currently are a little bit suspicious. So we've obviously seen a pretty aggressive move for the upside on Bitcoin a couple of minutes ago actually. And ever since that, you can see we've been consolidating. Well, that's for Ethereum anyway. And then Bitcoin as well. Massive move for the upside, and then currently we are consolidating. But overall, I am looking to actually sweep this upside. Let's see it. Let's see that movement. Let's see that move. Not too much price action right now, not too much movement at all. But like I said, I am waiting for price to come for our entry. Now we have seen a shift. That price, that volume area's moved. Strange. When we zoomed in, it kind of jumped down to that area, but yeah, I'm looking for price to test this area. It would be nice. It would be nice to see. And then we can see the downside. But right now, I need that price to come to that level, and then we see the downside. Then we see that downside. But yeah, currently Bitcoin has been acting very, very strange these past couple of days. I'm not going to lie. We have been seeing all sorts of movements. Like a couple of sessions ago, I believe it was not the last session, but the session before that on Monday, we actually did see a massive, massive impulsive move literally out of nowhere. I think it was about 6 PM on Monday. We actually did see Bitcoin just starting to pump out of absolutely nowhere. Where are we? I believe it was this move here. Yes. So you can see, initially, let's have a look on here. 17, 30. Where was I looking at? Saturday, Monday, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I believe it was this area here. Yeah, we US market open, we just started pumping, and then initially we didn't really start pumping, but we just made a move for the upside, and then we get about 520, boom, massive candle, and then this is kind of the most impulsive area, I believe. So for about 1640, we kind of, well, this area we just see consolidation, and then 1641, we just start pumping, we just go crazy. So let's have a look. That is Monday, 1627, yep. That's exactly what I had. So 1627 on Monday. You can see we're still coming up to that level. That was yesterday. Yeah, it was. So this was Monday. This is here Monday. So since that US market opened, from Monday, we kind of opened about here. You can see massive movements, very, very, very volatile market right there. And then we make a move for, well, we can actually price in towards the end of the day. So from the US market open till midnight, we moved. I believe this was that last midnight candle. So this candle was just after midnight. We moved 5.57% from, well, you can see from 4:30, which was the US market open, to midnight. So roughly we're looking at, where is that area? So roughly we're looking at what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. In the space of 9 hours, we moved $3,408 in price, which was 5.57%. Well, that is pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. That is pretty insane. Look, this is exactly what I was talking about. And we have nearly filled our position. Come on, tiny bit more, tiny bit more. There we go. And now I'm expecting the move for the downside. So let's see it, let's see it. So we're going to come in for a short position on Ethereum. Ethereum, Athena. And we'll go Sui as well. We'll go Sui. coming for a position on Sui as well. So that is currently what we're looking at. That is currently what we're looking at. So this will most likely be that volume area for Sui as well. It could be here. It could be that midsection, but let's have a look. Yeah, that midsection, just there. Now we need to see that rejection for Bitcoin and a move for the downside. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. If our analysis was correct. Hello, I personally long Bitcoin. It's just some news. Look when Sailor sold after that Bitcoin went up. Yeah, Bitcoin was going crazy after Sailor sold. Initially, obviously we did see some movement for the downside, but then we actually, well, this was today's movement. $1,100 in price. 1.75% in a space of, like I said, 35 minutes. 35 minutes. And then we had this massive move, this absolutely insane move. That was honestly insane. That was insane. We do have pretty good indicators, you can see. Long entry, long entry, long entry. It kind of gives you where we come in for long entries. So you can kind of see every time we've come for this level, we've seen the downside. You see consolidation, downside, consolidation, upside, and then we come back into the area, downside. Here again, same area, downside. I'm looking to see that downside in this area too, as this is that high volume area. So we can come in and have a look. Anchor volume profile. And like I think we said that red zone. I think we actually aimed kind of here somewhere. Yeah, so about 62,100. So that's kind of this high actually, 62.1k. So yeah, now I actually am looking for this downside to continue. For Bitcoin, ENA, SUI. Where's Ethereum? Ethereum? Maybe we didn't come for the position. I'm not sure. Looks like we may not have come for the position. So there is actually a lot of liquidity in the downside as well. If we look at this book map, that level of 60, just under 61k, is looking very nice. But I believe that might be a wall. It might be a wall. Let's see the downside. Let's see this downside. There we go. Well, that is some movement, but overall it's not too crazy, not too crazy. But I believe we are within profit on all those trades now. Well, we should be anyway. Maybe not Athena right now, but it will come within that price range. $180. Let's see this downside. Athena's not really listening right now. $200. Yeah, currently waiting for that price to see this downside. Currently waiting for that price to see the downside. So currently we are within slight profit, but yeah, Athena is slightly seeing this downside, Sui as well, but looking better. Sui's looking a lot better. Bitcoin already looks good for this downside actually. We can have a look at Bitcoin. So you can see we've been rejected from that high volume area where we kind of was looking at earlier. We actually did just see that rejection. You can see we slightly came through, but we have been rejected. I don't want this right now to be a higher low. I don't want to see that higher low. Realistically, I want to be coming to 61k. I want to be coming to 61k. So let's see 61k. Let's see 61k. Initial rejection, but yeah, right now price is obviously moving very strange. I'm not gonna lie, we are literally moving all over the place. Signal wise, we haven't actually got anything from the signal group, but obviously if you guys do want the free signals that I'm getting as well, then make sure you check the link in the description of this live trading session. That first link is actually for the Telegram group. It's completely free. You don't have to pay anything. So you will be receiving the same exact trades that I receive. Obviously not all trades are based from the trading groups. Like these current trades were not based on those signals. As currently we haven't really got any signals. Last couple of signals we got was at 7 PM, so just just over an hour ago. So yeah, right now we're not looking too crazy. Market has actually slowed down, but yeah, we currently are aiming for 61k. We are aiming for that 61k level. Athena right now is pushing. I feel like we'll put a TP. We'll put a stop loss on Athena. So just in case. We've seen that slight downside just then though. Slight rejection there for Athena. Slight rejection. But look at that, we're very bullish right now. Yeah, Bitcoin is still seeing that volatility. Look at that massive candle right there. Massive candle. I'm not really liking that movement, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really liking that movement. Holy shit. That is very bullish. Like out of nowhere, we just start moving for the upside. Yeah, we might get stopped out on Athena right there though. I mean, we have actually just been rejected from that level again for Bitcoin. Let's have a look. Yep, same level, you can see rejection, but we have made a lower high, which is good, You can see currently we have kind of got a slight structure for the downside. You got a lower high, a lower low, lower high, a lower low. It's kind of tense right now though, as those highs and lows are very, very close together. So obviously I'd say it's about like this. So we've got this low and we've got this low. It's like super close, super close. Obviously right now we could obviously see, obviously, right now we could see this candle sweeping this previous high. That is obviously, I think I need a ban on that word right now. We don't want to see that high getting swept. We don't want to see that high getting swept right now. Currently, we actually are aiming for that downside of that level, which was 60, just under 61k, Ideally, we're looking for 61k, but we could continue even deeper, between 60k and 61k. That would be even better for obviously our position. Obviously, I really need a ban on that word right now. You can see we've got some rejection on these highs, so sellers are stepping in, but I want to see momentum shifting even deeper for the downside, realistically clearing this whole area that we have in this lower range. So pretty much, like I said, I want to be coming into kind of this range here between 61.9k and, well, kind of between 61.9k, sweeping these lows that we have got here and sweeping these lows as well. That would be a very, very nice move, and that would, I believe, push Athena even lower as well. Athena actually is very bullish right now, very bullish. But you can see just below our stop loss, we did see this inverted hammer candle, and initially when we kind of see an inverted hammer candle, we do come for the downside, and that is exactly what we've just seen. You can see price just jumped heavily, price just jumped quite a lot right there, and well, we want to be starting to sweep some lows. We want to be sweeping some lows for Athena as well. So let's see it. Let's see that movement. At one point then, we were within about a $700 loss, and now we are coming back within that area. So we could potentially rule this out as a fake out, a big fake out. Well, for Athena in that case. For Bitcoin, the structure still looks good. The structure still looks good, as you can see. Unless we obviously start accumulating pressure here, and then we boom, break up for the upside. That is not what we want to see. We don't want to see that obviously break of this high, the previous one, and then this previous high as well, and well, realistically this one as well. So yeah, currently we want to see that continuation for the downside, starting to sweep some lows, and overall momentum shifting for the downside. We can actually even look in high time frames and see what we are, kind of heading for. There we go, we're at 200 in profit right now. We want to see Athena coming back out of our entry position, on obviously being in profit. Yeah, Ethereum is within $244 profit right now. It's very nice, very nice. Bitcoin 97.9. I want to actually have a look at the indicators for. Yeah, look at that. We've got quite a lot of buying volume here, right there in this range too, in this range as well. And then initially you can see that big rejection that we have from our stop loss for Ethereum. That's Athena actually. Let me have a look at Bitcoin. So for Bitcoin, as well, a lot of buying pressure, kind of a buyer dominant market right now. Obviously here we saw a pretty large move for the downside. Currently I still am looking to come even deeper for the downside, potentially to that 61k level. That is exactly what I'm looking for right now. Yeah, Bitcoin is very strange these days, I'm not gonna lie. Like you're completely right on that. Bitcoin has been acting very strange these past couple of weeks actually, especially this week. Athena is still pushing somehow. Yeah, currently a pretty choppy price action, not gonna lie. Ethereum is seeing some nice movement for the downside right now though. TP is all the way that downside. Somehow we've not got a TP for, I mean actually, I remember coming in for that position on Ethereum, but for some reason we didn't actually have our TP. I believe TP was 1648 if I'm not mistaken. 1648. No, that was definitely not TP. TP was about we'll do 1690 for now. Just for now. But yeah, we want to be seeing that downside. Currently price is not actually acting too friendly with our trade. Not too friendly with our trade. We may currently see pressure building from both sides. Currently we do have lower high here. Obviously we have a lower high than this previous one, and thing is currently we do have higher highs as well, which may be suggesting we do have kind of a wedge pattern where we see pressure from the upside and we see pressure from the downside. So we kind of create kind of like a wedge pattern like so. And we'll have a look. Where's my magnet? Could be something like this, and then like this. So realistically, that's what we could see. We could see that breakout. We could see that breakout right now. I feel like we may continue even higher though. That pattern does look bullish. That pattern does look bullish. So initially we came from the downside towards this upside. Now we have that pattern. We could potentially see a continuation for the upside. I may have to reverse those positions. There is a lot of pressure for the upside as well, I'm not going to lie. There is a lot of pressure. You can see how obviously high SUI came in price. And I believe at that price range it was actually down about 350 or even 400 maybe on SUI. But yeah, that pattern does tell me that we may actually see a continuation for this upside. You can see when we came for the upside from that downside area. Obviously, we are very bullish here, and that's kind of an initial reaction that we expect. Well, the pattern is a rising flag pattern, so you can see price being respected in this lower area. I think it's moved slightly. You can see price being respected in this lower area. You can see from this level, and then also from this upper level as well. Confirmation, confirmation, confirmation there. So I'm expecting price to continue for this upside. So realistically, the pattern that we kind of have is looking to be something like so, where we obviously see price in this lower area. And now where is our path? So we saw that price coming from that downside, then bullish candles. We have that consolidation phase here, and then we have confirmation on those levels, and then I'm expecting to see boom. That is a pattern I am expecting to see. You can see the consolidation is lower area, right up to that level, and then we kind of consolidate, you can see. Now we're retesting those highs again. Can we break it? Can we break those levels? You can see already up about 290. So that right there is a rising flag pattern. So a bullish flag pattern. And there you go, we've just broken outside of that level. We have broken outside of that level. Very, very nice. It's actually very nice that I actually caught that initial move. Otherwise, we would have already been, I don't know, down about 500 maybe, 600, who knows. But you can see we are now continuing this move for the upside. 370 now, nearly 400 in profit, 450 in profit. There we go, we're looking good, looking good. And that was the pattern. We actually did a very, very nice job on that pattern. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Came from that downside, bullish movement, consolidation, respecting those levels, and then boom, broke outside that shoot. That's exactly what I've got here. You can see bullish, consolidation, respecting the levels, boom. That's exactly what we just got. You can see, boom, we're still bullish. We're up nearly 600 USD on that trade just then. And we came in for that trade, what is it? 2 minutes ago. We came in for that trade 2 minutes ago. And we're already up 400 USD. Crazy, 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 crazy. It's a very nice move though. It's a very nice move. I'm actually very glad I caught that move. I mean, Bitcoin actually has been acting very, very unpredictable these past couple of days. Definitely this week. We saw some manipulation in Saturday's session as well. And I'd say the last 2 or 3 weeks have been very, very strange in the market's movement. Initially, when we had the war going on, obviously when the war was kind of at its hottest, kind of at its ultimate peak, we actually kind of knew where we would actually see movement. So the market was heavily news influenced. So any kind of news that we got that day, or obviously the next day, overnight, we kind of had to price it in on the next session. And overall, the market was obviously very, very volatile. And when we had those volatile conditions, it was actually a very nice opportunity to come in for some insane trades. But we actually kind of were in a losing streak in that time period. But look how bullish Bitcoin is right now. We're 1.1k in profit right now. 1.1k in profit. That is insane. That is insane. Slight rejection, I believe. Yep. I mean, we may see Bitcoin's price coming back within, let's say, 64k. Could that be a realistic area to come? Maybe have a look at 64k. Could that be realistic? I mean, today we've actually moved from. I mean, today we've seen insane moves, like insane moves. I feel like we'd see price coming at least back up to maybe 63k. That's just kind of pricing in where the market was going before we obviously had this whole situation with Iran. So if we actually do get if we get outflows tomorrow, then I feel like we may see a continuation for the downside. Obviously, investors coming outside of Bitcoin and those risk assets again, putting the money in kind of a safer asset, obviously like gold. I believe we'll most likely see gold pushing now, but obviously not so much actually, not so much. So initially from this area, we saw the same exact move for Bitcoin. But here, 17, 18, let's have a look, 17, 18. 17 and 18 looks kind of just consolidated, you can see. Slight move for the downside, but now we're picking up momentum. I feel like we'll see the same thing for kind of gold. It's a similar structure, but it's not as bullish as gold. It's not as bullish as Bitcoin right now. But gold is pushing as well. Gold is pushing as well. Dollar index. Look at that massive bearish candle there for the dollar index. Massive bearish candle. Dollar index is literally dumping right now. Dollar index is literally dumping right now. Oh no. Look what we have today, guys. Look what we have today. FOMC meeting minutes. And that is in 34 minutes. 34 minutes. So in 34 minutes, we will most likely see some kind of interesting move, I think. I think we will see some interesting moves at 9 o'clock. What did we actually see in the last FOMC meeting, let's have a look. So currently, obviously, like I said, Bitcoin is very, very bullish. You can see we're still pushing. We're currently sat at 1.1k in profit. So dollar index is moving for the downside. More likely a position adjustment after an earlier rally. An earlier rally was actually that massive move we saw for the downside, I believe. It's 2 o'clock. So that move that we saw was at 11 o'clock. And you can see dollar index absolutely pumped. So it's adjusting that move, the same as Bitcoin is right now. Obviously, this is the move. And dollar index is doing the exact same thing. It's adjusting. So when we saw dollar index pumping, we saw Bitcoin dumping. And now that we're seeing dollar index dumping, we're seeing Bitcoin pull very, very bullish. And currently we are at 1k profit on those 4 trades. We've got Athena, Sui, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Currently we do, like I said, about 30 minutes or so, FOMC meeting. So we'll actually have a look. Today, we'll have a look what we can actually expect today. The last FOMC meeting was the first FOMC meeting by Kevin Walsh, I believe. No, maybe. Yeah, so that was the first meeting for Kevin Walsh. It was the first meeting for Kevin Walsh. Look at that, 1.4k profit right now. 1.4k profit right now. We're looking good, So initially, this is actually a very, very nice pattern that we saw. So this is literally, it explains it right here. It's very easy. So we came for the upside, bullish, very bullish. You can see right there, very bullish. And then we had some consolidation on that level. You can see consolidation on the level, respected that level very nicely here. Realistically, we could kind of just draw it like this. And then that's exactly what we saw. Respect to that level, like this, like this, like this again, and then boom. And now we have just surpassed that previous high. Currently, we are sat within 1.5k profits, 1.5k USD profits. Very, very nice. So Athena was here. Athena is within $233 profit. Sui 321. Ethereum 665 and Bitcoin 302. We will actually put in some very nice stop losses on our trades, just in case obviously price starts to shift for the downside. Now for Bitcoin, we can actually come in for a stop loss just above kind of this resistance area, and we'll come in and put that as the stop loss below, well, pretty much at this low where price moved to, not the closing price, but where we saw price coming to. So that's what we'll do. We'll put that just there. There we go. Even if price obviously does start shifting heavily for this downside, we will be obviously getting stops out, and we will take still a reasonable profit of 154 USD. And then we'll do that for all of these trades that we currently have got. That kind of eliminates that risk of us getting obviously stopped out and losing. So we'll have a look. Stop loss, we'll put it at kind of this low there for Ethereum. And then for Sui, let's have a look. Sui is actually not too bullish. But we could still put that level, let's actually say this low. Just there. That's very nice. Very nice. And then finally, Athena. Let's have a look at Athena. I mean, initially, Athena actually did push pretty heavily. But we will put stop loss just about there. If it wants to do that, 0.07425. Let's have a look. 0.07425. Athena's actually not seeing as bullish of a move as I was expecting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. So we are up. I don't think that Athena stop loss got put in. So we said 0.07427. 0.07427. Confirm. There we go. I'm not sure why it's. We'll reload it. Let's have a look. 0.07427. Yep. I'm not sure. Right, let me just refresh this whole thing really quick. All right, 0.07427. I don't know what's going on today. But anyway, we'll continue. We will continue. 2K. Bitcoin is pumping. Look at that. I mean, I heavily think we are literally adjusting that initial move that we saw at 11 o'clock. You can see. You can see how bearish DXY is right now. Insanely bearish. There's not a single, well, there actually is, but it's a doji candle, so it doesn't really matter too much. But 1.7k, well, 1.5k, still 1.5k in profit right now. Looking good, looking good, looking good. So we have the FOMC meeting in about 26 minutes. 26 minutes. So the biggest things currently that we are going to be watching for will most likely be if the minutes showed broad support for cutting soon. So we actually, well, actually, if we get any rate cuts, that would obviously be a bit of a relief for the market. So if we obviously see that for cutting soon, then that will be dovish. And then if most members still wanted to wait for more inflation data, then that will be hawkish. And pretty much inflation concerns, any language suggesting tariffs or energy prices could keep inflation elevated. And that would support the dollar and the treasury yields. So for all we know, we may even see the dollar index pushing back after we actually see this initial kind of drawback from this very bullish move that we got in the morning, which was at 11:05, well, 11:20-ish, somewhere around there. Now, labour market discussion. So signs that the Fed sees meaningful weakening in employment would increase expectations for the rate cuts. And then finally, the balance of risks. Has the committee become more worried about economic growth or inflation? Growth than inflation, and that's often the market moving section of the minutes. So pretty much likely market reactions. Dovish minutes, we'll see dollar index coming for the downside as well as treasury yields. Now, if we're dovish within the minutes, we will see gold pumping, Bitcoin pumping, Nasdaq pumping as well. Hawkish, pretty much the same. Dollar index pushing, treasury yields pushing, gold, Bitcoin, Nasdaq dumping. So the real direction will be over the following 30 to 60 minutes. So yeah, we'll see how we go. And then if we are trading, it says it's especially careful the first 5 to 15 minutes after publication. It's common to see both sides of the order book swept before a clearer trend emerges. So potentially we may come out of those positions, I'd say about maybe 10 minutes before 9 o'clock. So at 10 to 9, we may actually exit those trades to kind of eliminate that big risk of potentially getting stopped out, because, well, that is not what we're looking for. That is not what we are looking for at all. So yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. So crypto, fear and greed index 20 for crypto, extreme fear. Yesterday was 27, 1 week ago 28, then 29, today is 20. Gold is pushing, SPX pushing, Bitcoin pushing. That's the 5-minute time frame. Not any crazy movements right now. Not any crazy movements right now. But look at that. Kind of every, oh, this entry would have been very, very nice. We saw price, look at that, all the way for the upside. $1.8K profit right now. That's what we're sitting at. That is what we are sitting at. Currently, we kind of are waiting until that 9 p.m. And then at 9 p.m, well, just before 9 p.m, we'll actually we'll most likely be closing those trades until we get kind of a clear view of where we are heading. So, like I said, we have the FOMC meeting at 9 p.m. And then if you guys obviously want to use Forex Factory yourselves, you can do. And then if there's something that you guys don't understand, you can actually go into this little folder, click on it, and then, for example, here, source, Federal Reserve, usual effect, more hawkish than expected is good for currency. Frequency 8 times per year, 3 weeks after the federal funds rate is announced. It's a detailed record of the FOMC's most recent meetings, providing in-depth insights into the economic and financial conditions that influence their vote on where to set interest rates. So this is definitely something very, very important to look at. So we will see how we go. We will see how we go. Obviously, we could see hawkish, we could see dovish, but I don't know. I feel like it's mixed right now. It's very, very mixed. Very mixed. Very, very mixed. But we'll see how we go. We will see how we go. So yeah, we are 18 minutes. 18 minutes. A slight move for the downside right now. Oh, slight move for the downside. I believe, yeah, Ethereum has just closed. Yep, Ethereum has just closed. We're seeing some very bearish candles right now though. I'm not sure why actually Ethereum saw such a massive move. Maybe we put in our stop loss a little bit too low, but we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Is that momentum shifting now? Let's have a look. Higher time frames. Dollar index is starting to push. Dollar index is starting to push. I feel like we may have to come out of those positions. I mean, this kind of whole area was kind of bullish. We shifted kind of in this area here. Strength is building. Buyers are stepping in. Buyers are stepping in. I feel like we close that position just in case. Just in case. Justin Bieber. Yeah, look at that. We are starting to move for this downside. So FOMC meeting. FOMC meeting. Oh my god. I mean, the last FOMC press conference was, well, here we have April 29th and then June 17th. June 17th was actually 1 hour and 42 minutes. Pretty heavy, but we are obviously going to watch it live and we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. So. Yeah, honestly, I'm actually pretty worried about the FOMC meeting that's going to be in, well, it's 14 minutes now. We actually have exited those trades. So We did just actually come in for 336 on Ethereum, 108 on Asui, 161 on Bitcoin, and then 11 on Athena. Realistically, we could have closed at the peak, but obviously we didn't kind of price in that price was going to be coming in for this downside. But yeah, that's kind of, I mean, profit is profit at the end of the day. We caught the move, we made some profit, it's okay. It's okay. So, what have we just got there? US President Trump says Iranian leadership may be gone soon. Let's have a look on X. See if we've got anything on Truth Social. Truth Social. $20 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours. So the latest one is currently this one. To honor our brave men and women of the military, we are sending the brand new and truly spectacular Air Force One to Mildenhorn Air Force Base in the United Kingdom to give them a chance to tour the aircraft. Everybody's so excited, and we thought that they should be the first. For all time's sake, we'll be taking the former Air Force One from Turkey to Mildenhall, a short trip that is totally worth doing in order to give our guest military heroes a chance to appreciate our beautiful new addition to the Air Force fleet. Very nice. I mean, the plane is massive. Like, the plane is absolutely insane. How many? I think it's 2 turbine. I'm not sure. But it looks insane. It may be even 4, but I don't know. Four turbine, yeah. It's massive, it's absolutely insane. Looks pretty cool. I mean, the plane's like a, I don't know, like a mansion. You've got a mansion on a plane. Insane. 10 more minutes. What have we got here? Gold is entering a historically favorable period of the year. Gold prices have gained 1.5% in July on average over the last 20 years, making it the second strongest growth month of the year. Gold prices have also recorded positive returns in 65% of July months, and the second best win rates of any month. The strongest July over this period was in 2020, when gold returned 10.7%. Now, the only better month historically has been August, with an average gain of 1.6% since 2006. August also posted a 55% win rate, with its strongest year coming in 2011, when gold returned 12.1%. Gold is actually doing very, very well. The last time I actually saw, well, the last proper, genuine time I traded gold was back in, I'm not sure when, but whenever gold's price was at 5k. Gold's price was at 5k, and that was at, where's gold? Slightly bullish now for DXY. Gold. So gold made a high of 5.6k, and that was the start of the year, 2026, start of the year. Crazy. And then 2024 was kind of Bitcoin's all-time high. Right there. 2025, end of 2025, October, 126k. That is insane. And then at that time, I didn't really know too much about Bitcoin. I'm not gonna lie. I did not know too much about Bitcoin. But now we're nearly Bitcoin experts. But I'm joking. Anyway, we have the meeting. 7 minutes. 7 more minutes to go. 7 more minutes to go. So, what do you guys think? Are we going to be dovish or hawkish? Are we going to be dovish or hawkish? Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to add it in there so you guys don't have to do any extra movement. Dovish or hawkish? Oops. I want you guys to obviously smash those smash that like button. I'm talking about there's one of the more like button, but there's only one. So smash that one and only like button. I want to see every single one of you smashing the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you guys obviously smash that subscribe button. That will be greatly, greatly appreciated. So we'll see. I don't think it'll be meetings. I think it's meeting minutes. Yeah, meeting minutes. April 28, 29. We're in July, but okay. July 28, 29. So currently we've just got meeting minutes. 28, 29, let's have a look. 29, yeah. Federal funds rate, FOMC statement, FOMC press conference, 9 p.m, 9:30 p.m. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Strategy. What's going on with strategy? We're launching the first official Strategy Foundation event for all crypto holders with a total fund of 100 million. Everyone can take part in the event. You can only participate once. That does look like, yeah, that is definitely that's definitely a scam. Definitely a scam. 83.9k posts. 84.8k posts. Let's refresh again. 84.9k posts. 85k posts. Yeah, that is definitely a scam. That is definitely a scam. I don't think we're ever going to see strategy. I mean, yeah, the followers, 90 followers. No, 600 followers anyway. enough of that rubbish. What we're going to see at the FOMC meeting minutes. We are currently very bearish. It's good that we actually close those positions. Otherwise, we would have been stopped out. We would have been stopped out. Let's refresh that. Let's have a look. Slightly rejected from that high though. One more minute. One more minute. I mean, initially we're not even seeing anything. Yeah, we may see it in the first 15 minutes, but currently there's not too much. We may see price getting more volatile, but for now there's not too much going on. I mean, Bitcoin is currently bullish. Bitcoin is currently bullish. Currently, I've not really got too much of an indication where price is going. So look at gold. Very bullish right now. Look at that pumping. We'll most likely pump past that previous high. That is very, very likely, I'm not going to lie. Zero USDT sell. We're going to continue. We are going to continue. We'll get rid of that position there. Ethereum, more than likely a continuation. Let's have a look. Athena. That's that same level. Yep. Gold, gold, gold. Where are we at for gold? Gold, where is gold? Very bullish for gold as well. Very bullish. Seeing some slight rejection though. Slight rejection there. The question is, what is the dollar index doing? I mean, realistically, we want to see it dumping even further towards this downside. We'll see how we go. I mean, realistically, I want to see a further move for this downside. Not really got too much going on right now. Not too much going on right now. Ooh. Even though we are bullish right now, we're not seeing too much for this downside. Athena does seem to be pushing. Where is Athena? Oh, started pushing. We've started pushing. I feel like it's still a bit too early to tell. A little bit too early to tell. You'll see price pushing again. Look, now we are within profit. And it's pushing again, and then we're dumping again. It's kind of, we may just see consolidation in this range, but momentum currently is for the downside. Momentum has shifted. RSI is getting weaker as well. I mean, overall, I want to see a nice bullish move. I'm looking to come to, what was that level? 62.8k for Bitcoin. 62.8k for Bitcoin. So let's have a look. We'll put that stop loss just there below those lows. Same for Ethereum. Below those lows just there. I mean, for Ethereum, we could be aiming for, let's say, 1762. That's a 1-to-3 ratio approximately. What was we aiming for earlier for Bitcoin? $64k, $63k. $63,500. $63,500 is a very, very reclaimable level. We have actually seen Bitcoin come to that level previously. 65k, 63,500. That's what I want to be coming to. And then for Athena, we'll come in at 60%. For now, anyway. For now. Signal-wise, we don't really have. We've got a zero USDT sell, but we're gonna leave that position for now. This looks like we're starting to come for the upside slowly. DXY is pushing, but it's still pretty active. It's still pretty active. We're just consolidating right now at that price range. It's just Athena's within a little bit of a nastier loss right now, but it's okay. Not too bad. Right, I'm going to leave that trade there for you guys. I'll be back very, very shortly. Same price range by the looks of things. ENA is cooking us right now. Bitcoin is within slight profit, so is Ethereum. Yeah, you can see Athena slightly below entry price. Let's not see that crossover. I don't want to see that momentum shifting for Athena. No. I mean, the upside still looks okay. Still looks pretty okay. Yeah, currently we're just seeing a lot of consolidation in this price range. A lot of consolidation. Yeah, price is very stationary right now. Athena's actually maybe looking for a deeper downside. I'm not liking that movement. That's kind of why I've obviously put the stop loss below that previous low. So in case we actually do start to clear lows, we will be getting stopped out, and that would kind of limit us to not lose any more than we previously have. Alright, let's have a look. Where is that momentum? Yeah, we're still not shifted for the downside though. It looks like we may continue even lower for Athena right now though. May continue even lower. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum are within slight profit, but then again, they're not seeing too much movement either. You can see slowly coming for the upside, slowly. But yeah, Athena's not really seeing much movement for the upside right now. DXY. Heavy dump. Heavy push for this downside right now. I mean, I would have expected Bitcoin, Ethereum, Athena to start actually pushing a lot sharper, but right now there's not too much. There we go, we've finally got some movement for this upside. But again, it's not what we're looking for. It's not what we're looking for. We want to see more of a push. We want to see more of a push. Very slow price action right now. Very slow. Let's have a look at what's going on X. See if we've got anything interesting that's actually happening. Yeah, that downside area has actually got a lot of volume. You can see a lot of volume. 61963. That is a very high volume area. So I don't think price will actually be coming to that area. So realistically, 63.5k does look pretty realistic for Bitcoin. But we'll see. We'll see how we go. Very slow price action right now, honestly. Very slow. Very slow. Oh, Athena's still seeing some movement for the downside. Still seeing some movement for the downside. I mean, we'll let all these free trades play out, and then we'll see how we go. If we obviously see the profit, then it's good. If not, we get stopped out, we kind of move on from there. We do actually have a reasonable profit to loss ratio on those trades, so the potential on the ROI is actually a lot bigger than the potential loss. So yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. Right now, the tension scale is at 100. Like I said, market sentiment, very negative impact from the things we've actually seen these past couple of days. Well, definitely last night, kind of overnight, today as well, maybe a little bit. But overall, yeah, the market is not liking this US-Iran situation. We've also seen some more outflow. So the total inflow today is, like I said, about 20 million or so. But yeah, overall, it's not looking too nice. It's not looking too nice. But we'll see. We'll see how we go in these next couple of days. Let's see this upside. Not looking too good. Not looking too good. Right, guys, I reckon that'll be it for today's session. Yeah, price is currently very, very slow. Overall, we are still expecting the upside, but I will obviously update you guys on tomorrow's live trading session. We are aiming to be live for about 12 a.m. No, 12 p.m. Sorry. So yeah, definitely tune into tomorrow's session. And yeah, I believe that's about for what is it? I don't know. Maybe 2 p.m. Eastern time. 2 a.m. Eastern time. Sorry, 2 to 3 a.m. Eastern time. So yeah, we'll get some very nice trades in tomorrow. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and check those links down in the description of the live streaming session. And yeah, we'll see you all in tomorrow's live streaming session. It'll be an early one, so make sure you're ready.